The distant glow as the sun approaches the horizon, the mountaintops, way, way, way in the distance. Whew. Hey, you know what, guys? Sure. Good morning. Good morning to each and every one of you folks watching my video today. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much for hiking the Appalachian Trail with me and supporting me on my effort to complete this trail. It is very, very, very much appreciated. Okay. Wow. Well, the trail this morning, well, as you can see, it has its challenges. Oh, that's for sure. We have a lot of trees down in certain areas. Oh, 3 weeks ago, we had high winds. Still a lot of trees down. Hey, day 39. Oh, yeah. What am I talking about, day 39? I have been saying that, and I think I said it yesterday. It is not day 30 anything. Day 49. Tomorrow will be day 50. I know that much. Today is April the 13th, and it is day 49 on our Appalachian Trail northbound through hike 2022. Hopefully class of 2022, but we'll see. That's still a ways away, a long ways away. Today we have a highlight, and that highlight is about 11 miles into the hike today. I am going to walk almost right past the front door of a deli. Oh, and it'll be about lunchtime, and I'm told they have a hike burger, which is a burger with bacon and cheese and a thick slice of bologna, grilled bologna on it. This is what I want today. I want one of them, and I want a side Caesar salad with it. I don't want the French fries, but I want the burger. I want all that meat. I want to stuff myself with that protein, and I want the Caesar salad. That is what I want today. Hopefully I can get that, but I have no idea. It's a deli. I'm sure they've got Caesar salad. Yesterday was 18.9 miles. Today, I'm looking at tenting areas at around the 15.9 mile area. That seems to be a reasonable goal today. A little easier than yesterday for sure. The last couple of days have been super challenging. And I started again this morning with a good stiff climb. But the rest of the day looks reasonable today. I mean, I've got ups and downs, but I didn't notice any major like 2,000 foot climbs or anything other than what we just did. So yeah, that is kind of my plan today. Not a lot of water out here today. So what I'm thinking is, and what I believe is kind of the protocol, is from the deli at the 11 mile marker, I think you pack out your water that you may need for the rest of the day and evening. Camp water too. So I'll be leaving the deli with full camp water of 2.5 liters minimum, maybe a bit more. I may have to put a little bit more in my filtration bag bladder, just so I've got that extra. I think it's going to be warm today, sunny, probably around, I don't know, 75 degrees I'm guessing. It's already quite mild this morning. Wearing shorts, t-shirt, and my Arc'teryx lightweight hoodie. So, welcome to my world. And we are pushing northbound. Tomorrow, I believe, we should hit the 600 mile marker. And then, of course, we have a Nero coming up in Parishburg, Virginia, over the weekend. What I didn't know, another hiker mentioned it last night at camp, this weekend is Easter weekend. I don't know how that's going to affect things as far as my availability of my supplies and stuff. But whatever chores I need to get done in Parishburg, I think I need to get them done on the Saturday, so I got to get there as early as I can on the Saturday. I'd love a haircut. In fact, for me, I think that's probably my first place to go to, see if I can get a haircut. Obviously, I'm not getting one on the Sunday, and I'll be gone early Monday morning, so it'll be my only opportunity to get a haircut. Well, Saturday when I get to town, even before I take a bath. Oh dear, poor barber. But I don't have a choice. Okay. Once again, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I said, Big Ben, this here's the rubber duck. We just ain't gonna pay no toll. So he crashed the gate doing 98. I said, let them truckers roll, 10-4. By the time we got to Chi-Town, those bears were getting smart. They'd caught up some reinforcements from the Illinois National Guard. There was armored cars and tanks and jeeps and rigs of every size. Yeah, then chicken coops were full of bears and choppers filled the skies. When we shut the line, we went for broke, with 1,000 screaming trucks. At 11, long-haired friends of Jesus in a Sheriff Troops microbus, 10-4. Well, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my God, Jasper has flipped. He's gone over the edge. He's lost his marbles. Dotty, if you please. Just so happens, right below me through the trees, and I do hope you can see this, otherwise this is all for nothing. But right through the trees, down there somewhere, there's an interstate. That interstate is number 77. And I used to run that interstate back in the day in a big rig. Yep, an 18-wheeler. Jasper drove an 18-wheeler for about 5 years. I have done many things in my working career, and being a big rig driver, a trucker, was just one of them. And I used to run the Toronto to Florida corridor on that highway, Interstate 77. I did that for about 5 years. Took dry freight down, and I had a reefer, and I would bring produce back to Ontario. 10-4. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I just had my lunch at the deli. Yep, I had the bacon cheeseburger and a huge bowl of ice cream that they serve, and coffee. No fries. I thought the fries would just be too heavy, but I wanted the protein of the burger, the cheese, the bacon, and so on. And that was good. I'm back on trail. It's around 12:30-ish, 1:45. I'm heading to a tenting area that'll give me around a 17.4 mile day today, which is just fine for me. However, between here and there, there's no water. So for the next basically 6.5 miles, I'm having to carry full 2.5 liters of water for my dinner and breakfast water in the morning, or my camp water. Secondly, Osprey Backpacks. Oh dear, that's a problem. I'm having problem with the right shoulder strap on my Osprey. It's constantly slipping down. There's an adjustment cord that you pull. It tightens through the buckle. The the strap, and it locks in place. Well, for whatever reason, this one is no longer locking in place. So as you walk, it continuously starts to move and sag down. And every few minutes, you're pulling on it to readjust, pulling on it to readjust. It becomes extremely annoying. So I called Osprey and I spoke to them. I explained the situation. I told them I was through hiking the Appalachian Trail, and I told them I own several Osprey backpacks that I use for different kind of things, and I told them the issue that I was having, and I indicated that I was a good and loyal customer of Osprey, and so on and so on and so on. And you know what? They basically said, listen, fix it yourself. You can do these things. They told me some things I could do that doesn't fix the problem. It just stops it from slipping, but it means I can't adjust it. So that's not good, because every time you take the pack on and off, you release those adjusters. So it slackens off the adjustment, so you can take the pack on and off. I could not believe the way Osprey treated me. Very, very, very bad. And they've got this, what they call almighty guarantee. You know what, guys? This is my first time I've called Osprey, even with a question of what can I do. I mean, yeah, the pack needs to be repaired. They told me it's a 12-week turnaround. I said, what about replacement? They said, no, you ain't getting a replacement. That doesn't warrant it. You can just lock it in place by sewing it, and then it won't be adjustable, but it will slip. That is a defective pack. It's a defective strap system, and it needs to be replaced and or repaired. And because I am in the middle of a thru hike, it should be replaced. If you recall, the service I got from Ultra Shoes was impeccable. But from Osprey, it was just downright atrociously bad. And I finished off the conversation by saying to the lady that, is there nothing like we can do to get me a pack out here that's serviceable? And she said, sir, it does not warrant a replacement. She said, I've told you what to do to replace it or to fix it. And I explained, I said, it doesn't fix it, it just stops it from slipping, but it doesn't allow it to be adjustable, which it has to be, depending on the load I'm carrying. She was very rude and said, thank you for calling Osprey, have a nice day, and hung up. Her name was rather Karina or Katrina, I'm not sure, but anyhow, that lady cost Osprey a very good customer. I will never purchase Osprey pack again. I won't. And I'll continue. Well, I'll look for another company to support that has a product that is going to work for me and has a service department that would stand by their hikers. Anyhow, I just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, it's just really bad. I mean, shame on you, Osprey. That's all I can say. Okay, let's keep going. So I just noticed on the back screen of my GoPro Hero 8 Black, I had a small crack in there. I mean, this particular camera I've used a lot. It's done a lot of miles with me, and I cannot say enough about it as far as its performance and so on has been impeccable over the years. But old age, just like myself, is catching up to it, and the small crack gets bigger and bigger, and it gets a lot of abuse out here. It gets a lot of hammer, and it's used constantly. It gets rained on, it gets frozen, it gets snowed on, it gets stood on. I mean, it gets submerged in water. But the crack is getting bigger and spreading out, and I'm thinking to myself, it may be something that sooner or before later I'm going to have to replace. And I realize there's GoPro 9s out there and there's GoPro 10s out there. I had the 9 worked with it, you know what, and I decided I like my 8 better. So this is the older 8 I originally had, and it's done an awful lot of trails with me over the years, not to mention all my photography channel videos were all done on this same GoPro Hero 8. By the way, speaking of photography video channels, please check out my photography channel, Gary Clayton Photography, on YouTube. And do please subscribe to that channel. It does need to grow, and if you subscribe, it really, really, really helps that channel grow. But anyhow, yeah, so it's looking like this GoPro Hero 8 Black may be something I'm going to have to replace, and I don't want it to fail on me at a point where it's a you know, a significant period of time for me to be able to replace it. So I know I'm going into Parisburg this weekend, and then I guess it'll be a week or more, 7 to 8 days later, I'll be in Daleville, Virginia. I'm thinking Daleville might be my best option if I am going to replace it. But you know what, I don't know. We're just going to have to see what happens. For now, it's functioning fine. It's just, you know, how big can the cracks get before it just says, that's it, I'm done, lay me down. I mean, stick a forking me, I'm going to bed and I'm staying there. Anyhow, just wanted to fill you in on that and show you a little bit of the trail this afternoon. Very much foresty, no doubt about that. As always, a lot of brown leaves from the fall, no doubt about that. They're the leaves that drive my allergies crazy, by the way, and they're constant on this trail. But all we're looking at is forest, and we're slowly starting to see a little bit more green pop into those trees, other than the evergreens. Yeah, April the 13th here in Virginia in the mountains. Spring's coming. Again, it's a t-shirt, shorts day, and sweat. I don't know what temperature is, but I'm guessing it's around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere around 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, let's just keep laying down those miles. Okay guys, I'm sat at a tree, my pack's right here, I'm taking a break. I am at the tenting site that I was aiming for at 17.6 miles. And there's nothing wrong. There's a beautiful little spot here. There's one right kind of over here. There's another one behind me. But it's really quite windy up here. And, oh, sorry about that. My wrong adjustment. It's really quite windy up here. And just about 0.9 of a mile, maybe a mile down the trail, the Guthugs Far Out Hap is telling me that slightly sheltered, better sheltered than this, is some really nice kind of wild camp spots that people have stayed at. So I'm thinking of just going down that 0.9 or that mile more and taking a look at those, see if it's a little more sheltered from the wind. Either way, that's pretty much what I'll be doing. So if I don't stay here, we'll stay a mile down the trail. If I stay a mile down the trail, this is 17.6. It's actually 0.9 down the trail. So that would give me an 18.5 mile day, which is great. Love that. So yeah, enjoy a break for a few minutes, and then we're going to carry on and take a look at the next site. The trees all moving around in the wind. Yeah, it's just very windy. Very, very windy up here. Oh boy, I'm tired. Again, it's been a hard day. Every day's a hard day on this trail. We just passed the 600-mile marker. 600 miles on the Appalachian Trail. That is the same length as the Bruce Trail, and 600 miles on the Appalachian has taken me 49 days. 600 miles on the Bruce Trail took me 34 days. Gives you an example of the different challenges on the Appalachian Trail. Whew! Okay, 0.6 of a mile. I just checked on the app, Guthuck's app. 0.6 of a mile to that parking area. And we are descending, so hopefully that's going to help with that wind. Let's just hope there's a little wild camp spot down there. Okay, wind is still pretty strong up here. Let's keep going. Well, we're arriving at that little country road, and it has a parking area here. I'm just wondering if I can tuck to one side on some grass maybe, or maybe, it's hard to say. I also see some jugs. There could be water here. I'm not readily seeing a actual area to camp. Could I could actually, you know what? I could actually tuck in here. But let's go see, first of all, A, if there's any water in those jugs, because that would be nice if there is, and B, if there's any kind of camp area through here. I see camp areas. I see camp areas. So let's see if there's any water. There is no water. Okay, so all those jugs are empty, but I see tenting option right here. And you know what? This is exactly where I'm going to call home. Sheltered. So this will work. I see maybe somebody else's gear over here. I don't know what this is. Is it a shrine? Is that a shrine? I don't know. Anyhow, of course, we'll show our respects. And then we'll step away. Okay. Too bad there's no water in those jugs, but there is a spot to call home, and we are going to take it. Sheltered, out of the wind, much better than the other options we had. Getting very gray up there, so I'm going to set up my tent just in case it rains, because I did feel a couple of spits here and there. So yeah, we are going to call this home. Trail's right here for morning, and we're going to head down the trail right there. Okay, let's get set up. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to day 50 on the Appalachian Trail. Whew. On trail this morning at 5:38. It's probably around 6:15, 6:30 now. 6:30, yeah. You see the dawn in the distance on the horizon. The sun approaching the horizon line. Is it beautiful? Or is it beautiful? Well, it's nice and light on day 50. Once again, good morning, everybody. So, after last night's camp, a beautiful, quiet spot. Very comfortable, very flat, had a good night's sleep. The water that was supposed to be at 0.3 of a mile past there, I simply did not see. Now, I knew the next possibility of water would be at the shelter or the camp, which was about 3.1 miles past where I camped last night, which we're almost going to arrive at. In fact, any time. We've got to be very close to it now. So that would give us 3.1 miles in so far this morning. And B, looks like I'll have to go into camp to get some water, because I really could use a good drink and fill up my electrolyte water bottle and well, I was going to say and plan my water stops, but I know that I think 7 miles or 6.9 miles, 7 miles past there comes to that Trent's, which is that kind of deli slash grocery store that allows camping and gives you showers for $6. That'd be too soon in the day. It would only be about a 10-mile day if I were to camp there. But I might. Well, I'd really like to take a shower there. That would be really nice. We'll see. And I would pay $6 for a good shower there. So yeah, the next kind of concern, if you will, or chore or whatever, is to collect water. And I will camel up at the next water source, plus at least 600 ml in my electrolyte water bottle, and it would be to get me to Trent's, which would be fine. Okay, a little bit of a morning update. Beautiful sunrise this morning, yeah, sure. And yesterday we passed the 600-mile marker, yeah. So I see a sign coming up here. I don't know what it says, but it could say shelter. Who knows? But I do see one, so we'll read it together, shall we? Let's have a look. It says, oh, it does say shelter. State Road 611 is where we started at, and down here to the shelter. So, okay, I guess we're gonna go down, see about water. Let's go. Take a look at the green in the hills. The trees are very much starting to burst into life. Spring, wow, April the 14th, I guess, and spring is now very much in the air. We're also starting to see wildflowers. Just behind me there were some beautiful wildflowers, some yellow ones. But just take a look across there. You can definitely see leaves bursting, or trees bursting into life, showing their leaves. The bushes, like these, just bursting into life now. The green grass, dandelions, and some purple flowers, yellow weed flowers, white flowers. Oh yeah, spring is definitely springing on the Appalachian Trail. Also, fruit tree buds flowering, blooming, blossoming, apple trees and so on. There's one in the distance, but you won't be able to see it probably, but it's white. Anyhow, just wanted to show you that this morning. We're only about, I think, about a quarter of a mile to the road that takes me to Trent's grocery and the shower area. I'm not sure how far it is. I hope there's a sign, but we'll see. Okay, let's go check things out. right ahead of me, maybe 100 yards or so, is the road that would take me to Trent's grocery, showers, and so on. And I just looked on the map. It's half a mile away, so I'd have to walk half a mile down a road, which is fine, then half a mile back, which is 1 mile. Right here is a river, and I just filtered 1.5 liters of water, half a liter for my electrolyte water, and a liter for lunch, coffee and something warm, potato, ramen, whatever. And also, of course, cameled up, had a good drink. So I think right now, I am just going to carry on from here. I'll just eat a bar right now, and then I'm going to carry on from here. I'm going to carry on down the trail. I don't know. It's about 11:15. And I'm going to carry on down the trail till maybe around noonish. Then I'm going to stop and make myself a lunch, rather than going to Trent's and taking that time. By the time I do that, come back here, take a shower, this and that, have a sandwich there. It's going to be an hour and a half, and I might as well spend that 1.5 hours heading down the trail and have lunch wherever I want. That is my plan on day 50. Yeah. I just finished my lunch. I had ramen noodles with instant potatoes, a Quaker whole wheat and honey healthy bar, a granola bar, and a coffee, and a drink of electrolyte water. And just as I was finishing off, it started to sprinkle rain. It's been threatening for the last hour or so, and the weatherman said we may get some. Then again, he said we may not. I get it. But I did pop on my rain jacket, my Frog Togs Pro Light. I've got my lightsaber, which of course is my umbrella, my cap. We'll see how we make out when I put my rain cover on my pack. And we will see how we make out. If it gets too warm, well, we'll take it off. The rain jacket, that is. And if it starts to rain, well, we'll use my umbrella and we'll leave the jacket on. However, in these overgrown rhododendron kind of canopies, you can't use your umbrella in here. It's just too constricted. Okay. So, looks like it's about a little over 7 miles to a shelter. And I believe there'll be water there. There's several spots of water before that and several tent areas before that, published tent areas. And of course, quite often where there's water, there's just tent areas anyhow, published or not. Wild camp areas, if you will, which are all fine. So we shall see how the day progresses. Although I'm feeling well, had a good lunch. I felt for a warm lunch today, hence the ramen noodles and the mashed potatoes. And the coffee, of course. Okay. Day 50 progresses well. See, blue sky above me right this minute. And it was just starting to rain just 15 minutes ago. But we'll see what happens. Okay, let's get going. For quite a while now, or the last mile anyhow, we've been walking along this beautiful kind of rapid creek river. Just walking alongside it. We keep coming in contact with it, and then it just kind of bends away. Then it bends back and bends away. The trail, well, yep, deep in the canopy for sure. The rain did not develop. I took my jacket off, put my umbrella away, my rain hat, because it just didn't develop, or not yet anyhow. Okay. Moving right along. It's about 4.8 miles to the next shelter. So I'm going to go at least to there, and that would give me a 17, I don't know, is it 17.1? 17 point something day if I stay at that shelter. area. Depends on what camping available, what tenting spaces. But I should be there relatively early today. Probably by maybe even as early as 3:30. That would be really early for me. But the terrain has not been overly challenging. And 17 point something for me. Again, it's just one more really good day. So I would be delighted with that. Okay, let's get to hiking. The sky has got much grey. The wind's picked up. Maybe you can see that in the treetops above and below. But look at these beautiful contrasting colours. Absolutely stunning. What a beautiful section of trail we are on right now. Look at these trees. Just take a look at the size. Just take a look at the size of these trees. Absolutely amazing. Big, big trees. The trail, it's got a special kind of feeling to it, with the gray and the dampness. I can feel the rain spitting on my skin. It wants to rain, and yet there's just something holding it back. It's casting just beautiful kind of diffused light, if you will, in the forest. You know, the dampness gives a little bit of a saturated look, especially in the greens, the grays and browns. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Lots and lots of signs of spring, that's for sure. Just look how green the base of the forest is. Just a couple of days ago, that was brown. None of this, I'm going to show you if I can with my trekking pole. None of this green growth was visible just a couple of days ago. That's all new spring growth on the forest bed. Okay, let us keep laying down miles. Got about, I'm going to say, 2.8 miles to the next shelter. I think that's as far as I'll go today. Give me around a 17.1 mile day. My feet are sore, there's no doubt about it. A lot of bruising underneath and on the sides from the rocks. So 17.1. You know what? That's going to be a great day for me today. Okay, let's get there. Dinner's done. Camp is set right here, right at the Wapiti shelter. You can see the shelter in the background, and my tent right here. Very quiet tonight. There's 3 people in the 3 hikers in the shelter, and I'm the only tent person. All these spaces. There's the privy. More spaces over here. Lots of spaces. It's a great location. But there's just nobody here. Some nights everything's been full, but not tonight. Don't know why. But anyhow, day 50, big day, come and gone. Yes, it has. Tomorrow is day 51, Friday, and that will be, I think, the 15th of April. And then Saturday I arrive in Parisburg. Unless for some reason I just do a hard day tomorrow and get there tomorrow night and take a 00. Who knows? But maybe not. I probably won't do that. Been a great day. Much easier in Virginia. Oh, there's climbs, there's mountains, don't get me wrong, but there's longer sections of flat terrain, and that's good. Talk to you guys in the morning. Hey, please like, share, comment, do subscribe to my channel. It needs all the help it can get. Thank you. Good night.